Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, back to another ride with me vlog. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a day in the life and what I get up to when I come to the barn. So today I'm actually going to be riding two horses. I am riding Miss Canberra, of course, and then I'm going to be riding Row as well. Row's owner is away, so I'm just helping him get a little bit more exercise and so that he gets a little bit of love while she's away. I'm going to start off with Canberra first. I know a lot of people say if you're riding multiple horses in one day, you should probably start off with the smallest one and then move up to the bigger one because it feels less awkward that way. But I'm going to be starting off with the bigger one, going to the smaller one, just because it is my practice ride with Canberra and I do have a scheduled time for that ride. So I just want to make sure that I ride her on the time that I'm supposed to. And then I'll hop off Canberra and do Row after. So hopefully it doesn't feel too weird going from her and Row because their height differences are very different. But yeah, I just got to the barn. So I'll show you guys what I get up to while I'm here. Let's go. Alright, so the first thing that I do when I arrive is I walk over to the barn, and that's Canberra's field over there on the left, and I just grab my stuff. So I actually don't have my own locker, but Row's owner has so kindly allowed me to use her locker while she's been away, and it's such a treat having all my stuff here. So I grabbed my halter and lead rope from the locker, and I've just come to Canberra's field to come pick her up. Hi ladies! Just here for one girl. Who's pretty lady? Hi, Miss Cute girl. There you go, sweet princess. Luckily, she was right by the gate. Sometimes she's all the way at the other side of the field and it takes me like 15 minutes to go and get her. But they're all right by the gate this time, so I definitely lucked out. Alright, so I have acquired horsey number 1 and we're heading into the barn now. I can just pop her into any stall at the barn. And Canberra does get food when she first comes in. It depends on the horse and what their needs are, whether they get food or not. Canberra gets food, so while she eats, I start grooming. I give her a nice little massage while she eats. I'm sure she doesn't mind. She wasn't too dusty when she came in this time. Sometimes they're absolutely filthy and you can definitely tell that they just had a roll. She is a little bit dusty and the horses are definitely starting to shed, and that is a big yawn. This poor girl was so tired. I always feel so bad whenever they're sleepy bringing them in to just run around in circles, especially if you catch them in the field and they're literally lying down sleeping. I feel like the worst person ever, but sorry girlfriend, exercise is good for you. And of course, I always give her lots of treats and lots of snacks while we're grooming and tacking up. I am 100% trying to bribe her for her love. I don't care. I will fully admit it. Every horse that I ride, I will feed them so many treats because I want them to love me. Okay, so after I put the saddle on, that's when I change my boots and put my helmet on. And yes, I am wearing Christmas socks in September. Socks are socks, and I like these ones. Watching this video is making me realize how absolutely filthy my boots are. I literally only clean my boots before a show. I just cannot be bothered to otherwise. And same with these gloves, like they're absolutely disgusting. But we listen and we don't judge. Okay, now that I have my helmet, my boots, my gloves, it's time to bridle her. Poor girl always seems to have her right side of her face itchy, especially after we bridle. The first thing that she wants to do is scratch the right side of her face, and I always do try to help her out. This is the first time I've seen her scratch before. And look at her there, she's literally falling asleep. I feel so bad, but it is time for us to go. We've made our way down to the outdoor sand ring, and I'm really trying to enjoy every single ride that we're able to have outside right now, because soon enough we're gonna have a whole winter of riding in the indoor arena. And the indoor arena is beautiful, but it is a lot smaller, and I personally find it so much more difficult to ride in because it's so much smaller. Remember, if you stand still for me, you'll get a treat. No, Canberra. She's been doing this thing lately where she starts to back up when you try to get on, and honestly sometimes it can be quite a tedious process, and I have to correct it quite a few times before she stands still. Other times it's just one time, but I don't know, I might see if my trainer will let me do like a groundwork session with her on one of our practice rides. I just feel like maybe that's definitely something that's better worked on from the ground, and we can just work on a little bit more respect, because that is a little disrespectful. I mean, I don't want to put her in the hot seat, but it's a little disrespectful. So at the start of our ride, I always like to do a nice long warm-up. I usually do about 10 minutes. Don't ever skip your walk warm-up. During this time, I do circles with her at every end of the arena and on the sides. And I really, really try to get her to move off of my inside leg and create inside bend using more of my leg than my reins. I feel like this has been helping tremendously, and typically by the end of the ride, I can get her to move off my leg pretty well. But we definitely do have to start with it at the walk, otherwise I feel like she just doesn't listen. So we do lots of that at the walk, and then once we pick up the trot, same thing, circles, try to get her to move off of my leg, make sure she's responding. So we'll do all of our circles on the left, so maybe that's about like 4 circles, one on each end and then on each side, and then I'll cross the diagonal and do the exact same thing on the right, circles at each end, really making sure that she's not falling into those circles, because every time we turn or do circles, like especially in canter, she falls into it, and the way to correct that is getting her to lift her shoulder with more inside leg. Walk, walk, good girl, good girl, and woo, good girl. I also always try to be mindful of our downward transitions, because she collapses out of the transitions a lot, especially from canter. And then so now we're just taking a little bit of a walk break, a little bit of a water break for me, and then now we're going to pick up the trot again. And now we're doing a slightly different exercise, but still the focus is the same, circles, creating inside bend with inside leg. So I'm doing figure eights so that we're constantly changing direction, and then I'm doing a circle at each end of the arena just to kind of like mix it up a little bit. So cross the diagonal, circle, cross the diagonal, circle, and we'll just do that a few times. To the outside eye, I'm sure this actually looks quite boring. We're literally just jogging in circles, but little do they know that there's a lot of focus and technique actually going on here. So I just sped it up a little bit so that you guys can see exactly how many times we do this. And to be honest, like, I'm not really sure. I just kind of do it until like I feel like I can actually feel her moving off of my leg. And then it's time to give her a rest and take a little bit more of a walk break again. Oh, now you're gonna ignore them when you're acting like you want to be with them so bad. Okay, so we've had a little bit of a walk break now, and now I want to do a little bit of pole work. I want to try that canter pole on the circle there. If you saw that lesson where we were doing the jump on that circle, you know that I had a lot of trouble with Canberra on that one, specifically going to the right. She was running out and refusing that jump a lot. So that's definitely something that I want to work on, and it requires a lot of leg to make sure that we approach the jump correctly. So now that I've been doing lots of focus on leg and things like that, I'm feeling like she's moving off of my leg more, so I definitely want to try this out. So we do it a few times to the left, do it a few times to the right in trot, of course, and then we're going to try it in canter. Oh. How can you tell? I like think about stopping and then she starts to stop. I don't know how you can tell. You must be doing something to give it away. Oh. So now I'm just making sure she has a bit of a rest before we start cantering, and then we'll canter and do the circle pull a few times, and then that'll be it for our ride. So practice rides definitely do consist majority of trot and then a little bit of canter, and they are all flat work. So I'm opting to start this exercise on the right side. That is her more difficult side. I'm the kind of person that wants to get the hard stuff over with, because then when you do it again the second time, it'll seem easier. Good girl. So we finally have a lazy Canberra back. She goes through these phases where she's like extremely strong, extremely forward, and then extremely lazy. She's been a little bit lazy in the canter lately, except when it comes to jumping. She gets really strong when it comes to jumping. Good girl. That's good. Good girl. That's not so bad. Do you feel like I can feel her moving off of my leg more, which is very nice. You're a good girl. We'll just do that. We'll walk break. Do it twice the other way, and then we'll get on Mr. Row. You're so beautiful. See, I told you, not very hard work today. Not hard for you, but hard for me. So I'm constantly trying to push. See? She's moving off of my leg. Did that all with my leg. Could do the other way. Yup. Yes. Good. That's what I need. I just need you to do that without me working so hard. Just kidding. It would be too easy that way. Okay, my love. Quick little conta this way. This was actually your easier way, so I predict it'll be good. But yeah, I've definitely had some trouble with her breaking out of the canter lately when we're just doing canter. Before there's any jumping involved, she breaks a lot, and it's making me wonder if I should carry a crop with her again. I have not been carrying a crop with her because she's been so forward, but when she's constantly breaking like this, like especially near the gate, that's my fault for letting her break near the gate. Like obviously they're always slower near the gate because they're trying to stop and go home. But yeah, she's so lazy lately in the canter. I'm not used to this type of Canberra. Canberra has been really strong and forward lately.
Good girl. Whoa, chill. The distance on both of those were not it. Don't like the way we ended on that. Can we do one more? What's wrong? You're forward and strong, and then you're lazy, and then you're forward and strong again. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Good girl. Three. Not quite it. And whoa. Good girl. Good girl.
So surprisingly, we had more success on the right side. We got good distances on the right and just couldn't quite figure out the distance going to the left. But that's okay. She didn't try to refuse or run out on anything. Obviously, a canter pull on the ground is a lot different than a jump. But, you know, small baby steps. And that is it for my practice ride on Canberra. I'm just going to cool her out now.
She's not super sweaty, so I think we can skip the sponge bath today. Take her out for a little bit of grass. Come on, superstar. You were good today. You were really good. You were listening. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Come on, Kira.
So now that I've cooled her out in the sand ring for a little bit, we're going to head back into the barn. Again, I can just pop her into any stall.
Are you it?
Camber went, of course, to immediately scratch her face, and now I'm just taking off her bridle. And this poor girl, look how exhausted she is. Honestly, she worked really hard today, and I'm really proud of how she did. She was listening really, really well. She deserves to be exhausted. Oh my goodness. I never noticed that her eye does that creepy thing when she yawns. Did you notice that? I never noticed that before. So she is still a bit sweaty and warm, and I want to make sure she's properly cooled out before I give her any grain. So I'm just taking her out for a little bit of grass so she can dry and cool out.
Eat grass. You just gonna stand there? You don't want no grass today? Girlfriend, I brought you out here for grass. I guess she doesn't want the grass, but don't stand out here for like, oh. Let's cool her out here for about 10 minutes. I'll bring her back in. She can have some grain while I go grab Row.
Now that she's cooled out, I'm just going to pop her in a stall again and give her some food. While she's eating, I'm going to go get Row, and since I'm going to the geldings field, I am helping to turn out Calvin. Do you guys remember Spicy Calvin?
Goodbye. Hey, buddy. Hi.
And now it's time to pick up Mr. Rowe. Luckily, he was by the gate as well, because that would have been a really far trek if he was at the far end of the field. So I brought him in, popped him in a stall, and now I'm giving Canberra a quick groom before I turn her out. Gotta make sure she doesn't have any sweat marks left. And at this point, I'm realizing that I think I'm taking a lot longer than I initially intended to, because now the sun is setting and we are fighting against the sunset.
Of course. Yes, your parting treat. Okay, goodbye, my love. See you tomorrow.
And now it's time to start grooming horsey number 2. Oh my goodness. At this point, I'm realizing that I'm so tired. For those of you who ride multiple horses in one day, I don't know how you guys do it. This was honestly so exhausting for me. I'm excited to ride Rowe. He's such a sweetheart. He's a very, very different ride to Canberra, obviously. But I absolutely love riding him. And he's genuinely the sweetest gelding I have ever met. Like, he has such good manners. He is so sweet. I love spending time with him. I'm very lucky that his owner trusts me to ride him.
Hello, sweet boy. You gotta beat the sunset. Okay. Okay, buddy.
I always feel bad when they're just munching on their hay and I have to pull their head away to put a bit in their mouth. I swear they try to like get bigger mouthfuls of hay when they know I'm gonna bridle them. But we're all ready now and it's time for us to head back down to the sand ring and start ride number 2. You see that sun? That's the time that we have to ride. Come on. I love fall, but it's making me so sad that the sun is now setting at like 7:30. It just means that winter is on its way and we have really cold and long winters here, so I'm not looking forward to it. Oh, I didn't mean to smack you. So now we're just getting on and I'm definitely going to do a little bit of a shorter ride on row today. I just don't have the time with the sun setting, and I think I intended to do Camber as a little shorter too, but I think I kind of just got a little bit carried away, but that's okay. So starting off with row, I do the exact same warm-up as Canberra. Lots of circles, lots of leg, trying to get him to move off of my leg. I'm just really loving this warm-up at the moment. I think it's great, and I've been noticing it making a difference in my riding when we're trotting, cantering. I feel like I'm able to use my leg more effectively because not only is it kind of warming them up to my leg, but it's also warming me up to how hard that I actually need to be working. If you saw my video with Row, you would know that he moves pretty crooked, pretty counterbent, and I'm working on making sure that I'm correcting for that when I'm riding him. I've noticed that he's definitely way more bent to the left than the right, and he used to be a barrel racer, so I wonder if that has anything to do with the pattern that you do when you run barrels. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not super educated on this sport, but I feel like every time we run around the barrel, it's always going to the left. So I definitely wonder if that's why he's always kind of crooked to the left. As you can see there, that the right shoulder pops out, bending him to the left all the time. So for him to practice bending each way, I am doing some serpentines, so going straight and then changing the bend. You can always see, especially in this sped up mode, you can see that he's always kind of bent to the left. So I feel like it's definitely because he was a barrel racer, but I'm definitely doing my best to try and change the bend each way. It definitely could use some work. Oh. Oh. Good boy! Good boy! Good boy. Oh, God. Why is your head so high? Are you a giraffe? Are you a giraffe? Relax. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of pole work, and then I think we'll see a easy buddy. Easy. We are just trotting, my love. Easy. Easy. With him, I've noticed that anytime we stop and take a walk break, I feel like he thinks that we're going to canter and he anticipates it. So when I ask him to trot again, he does always start off kind of quick, kind of tense, and it takes a little bit for him to relax and realize that we're not going for a canter. I feel like he's really good at the walk to canter because he's so ready to canter. Maybe we'll try a nice walk to canter. So I made a mistake here. I thought maybe because he's always super ready to canter, that he would be good at the walk to canter. I realized that that's not what he needs right now. He needs to learn to not rush the transition. So that was my mistake there. And I've had another ride on him since this one. And what I did instead was, before asking him to canter, I wouldn't take a walk break and then go straight to the canter. We would trot around for a little bit, and then once he was trotting quietly, that's when I would ask him to canter. So he wasn't anticipating it at all, and he actually had a very lovely, calm canter. I feel like it doesn't look like it too much from this video, but his canter was feeling a little erratic. It definitely doesn't look like it from the video, but yeah.
Barrels. Moving the line. Easy. Easy.
If you think about it, his canter is actually very big right now because Canberra does that line in 4, and he should not be doing that line in 4. So after that, I kind of realized, okay, maybe we should just focus on maybe getting a little bit of a smaller canter instead of doing any pulls or lines right now. So just circles.
Good boy. One more. Easy. We are not running barrels. We'll stop here. Oh, why did you do that? Oh, oh, oh. Good boy. Oh, easy. Did I excuse you? Oh, 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 oh.
So yeah, definitely a lapse in judgment for me. The walk to canter is definitely not what he needs right now, and I don't want you guys to think that this is what I'm drilling with him every time I ride him, because like I mentioned, I did change up the way that we approach the canter, and it makes him canter so quietly and so calmly, and he's just absolutely lovely. So my fault today. I take full responsibility for that. So yeah, going this way, we're definitely not going to do any pulls, any lines, just circles and focusing on a quiet canter.
Just a canter circle. Boy. One over here. Don't you dare.
I can definitely feel him getting quite strong, wanting to go down the long side. Probably has something to do with his barrel runner education, but I'm just trying my best to not let him run off on me.
We're gonna halt down the long side because you acting crazy. And ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
And that was it for my ride on Row. We definitely finished just in time because it's about to get super dark here super quickly. I am going to make sure I give him an extra long cool out in the sand ring because it is dark. I am not going to take him out for grass. I don't really want to be standing there in the dark. So I'm going to make sure that I give him a nice long cool out and he's ready to eat when I bring him back inside. And he is so adorable. Anytime I'm walking with him, his nose is always right there by my hand, 100% because he wants treats. But regardless, he is the most adorable thing ever. And it's gotten quite dark quite quickly. Pumbaa! And there's Mr. Pumbaa making an appearance, and I'm just popping him into a stall in the barn.
You always think I have treats.
And now I am just untacking him, taking his bridle off, and then I'll take his saddle off, and I'll make sure to clean the bit before I put the bridle away. Always clean your bits, guys. Don't be putting crusty bits into your horse's mouth. And now I'm just checking to make sure that he's all dry and he's not still hot. So I'm giving him his dinner now, and he does have his own bowl that his owner uses. And there's Pumbaa saying hi, but I've noticed that if I just put it on the ground, he'll kick all the grain out of it and waste like half of it. So I am hand feeding him. And now that he's done eating, I'm giving him another quick groom before I bring him outside, and it is absolutely pitch black at this moment. I cannot even see him anymore because he is a black horse. I also forgot that my phone had flash at this time, but here I remembered that I have flash. Look at this. And of course, your parting gift. Okay, bye buddy. Okay guys, so we did it. Holy cow, that took way longer than I thought it was going to. Got to the barn at around like 5 and it's like close to 9 now. So it's been a long day. I'm exhausted, but I hope you guys enjoy this vlog and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.